The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces. Should be the perfect warm-up. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Ghwandai Town to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Ghwandai on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority.
Got your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope?
See the village? Straight ahead? To the right. Look up. A little to the left. Something there? I don't hear any aircraft. All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it.
Was the flashing light?
That's Violo Village. The Violo Calais.
The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army.
A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Ghwandai. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
That with the Beanox, I guess.
Wrong target, boss. Use your binoculars to focus in on Davialo Calais village and mark it. Wrong target, boss. Use your binoculars to focus in on Davialo Calais village and mark it.
I mean, I can't see it from here, so I assume you want me to move. No? Can I mark it with the map?
Marker placed.
Okay.
Marker placed.
How do I remove markers?
Take a look through your binoculars.
Marker
Good.
placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. Something wrong?
He can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Ghwandai, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. You'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
I will certainly try. X to speed up horse. Okay. The first question is, can I remove these markers that I've made? Yes. So we're going to check out this village first, AE.
Marker removed. Marker placed.
Can I not place A again?
Marker placed.
He's going through the layers, huh?
Marker placed.
Fair enough. Oh. Because I can hide on the horse. Interesting. Go investigate this village. Assuming there's no one living in these shacks or guarding them.
You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village?
Yeah, this place. Maybe. Or where I am now, probably. How do I get off the horse?
That's marking. Focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. A parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there.
Marker placed.
Well, I don't want to go up against him with that bloody MG there. Can't see a great deal of people from here. Where do we want to go in? Let's go around this edge, make our way down to here. What weapons do I have on me? The usual suppressed guns and the trank. A grenade and magazine for distractions. A phantom cigar. Cigar blended with medicinal plant that speeds up the perception of time. Doesn't work if the user is under stress, such as when spotted by an enemy. Can't be used during FOB missions. And we've got night vision. Support weapon, throwing weapons. Hand grenades and other throwing weapons can be tossed in an under arc to hit enemies hiding behind cover. Hold the ready button, LT, to show the weapon's predicted arc. Then tap the attack button, right trigger, for a quick toss, or hold and release for a longer throw.
How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place.
They're way ahead of you. Stealth mode. The status in which you are least noticeable to the enemy is known as stealth mode. To enter stealth mode, go prone, stay still and press the action button Y. If you're about to be spotted and wish to avoid combat, move away from the enemy and use obstacles as cover while you re-enter stealth mode.
Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
Seeing many ways in. Should we take this route? There's just this guy currently. That I can see at least. Guessing he's gonna come back this way though. They have mortars. And cover. You see nothing? Don't think I can reach the roof from here.
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
They're over the RT.
В прошлой неделе тот новенький совсем потерял голову. Вот быстро никогда не закончится.
reason that's flashing.
Вот приятель штаба. Время колется, щель меняется каждый год. Так много? Наши войска в общем теряют больше 100 человек в месяц. Так было последние 3 года. Мы их больше валим. Я с тобой, товарищ, успокойся. Иногда кажется, так все зря.
I'd like to mark them up, but I don't trust them not to see me.
Все, забудь.
So we can keep an eye on them. Oops. Fuel resources.
Those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them? Is that?
You have arrived at your destination.
So you picked up an intel file.
Extraction.
Now we know where Miller is.
Base.
I'm marking it on your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Probably in this building then, yeah.
Marker placed. Marker removed.
We have some cassette tapes to get through, potentially.
Sun will set shortly.
And on fire weaknesses. Also, that's briefing. Don't know how much of this we've heard.
You were hospitalized in Dikelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dikelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dikelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dikelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames, and then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're Got to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There, we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics?
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
A second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. But countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. There was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Okay, this is up to date with the events. And now it's fucking nighttime. Good. Guess it works both ways though. Should be easier to sneak out. Just gonna be harder to spot them. Shit. As such, is the guy we knocked out? I assume they don't stay knocked out forever, huh? That's why a swift bullet to the head would normally do that. What is with this guy? He has like a radar on his back. Is he going to be upset if I shoot him? Do we go through or do we get out of the town and then back around? I did leave my horse. I guess that's my horse up there, is it? Back towards him, maybe? And then head round. It's only a matter of time before they find those bodies.
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot? Use your horse.
Call horse.
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
Yeah.
Right, which way are we heading? Which way can we head, I guess, is the more of the question. Can we slip through here, do you think?
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed.
Let's go MKL and then up to Miller.
Marker placed.
No, this is literally like an outpost. I should be maybe avoiding this, huh? It's a rough direction. Go through here instead. Maybe. What's this?
That's a rough diamond. Good find. It'll fetch a high price.
Money, money, money.
Marker removed.
That truck's going back, huh? It's the one we marked up from here. Do you want to go here or should we go through this one?
Yeah.
Guess it depends on what the situation is.
Anytime you need advice, just give me a call.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
More diamonds down there. Got more bad guys, that's for sure. Well, ideally avoid them.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Those diamonds arrived, I guess. Yeah, we'll go through here. And then hopefully we'll be able to see our location.
You've reached Ghwandai. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your iDroid for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client.
Okay, let's see what we are working with.
So this is Raven territory. I heard once that some indigenous peoples in Canada and Alaska deify the common raven as a totem.
Got a bit of a reference to Vulcan Raven, Giant and Shaman.
Hiding on horseback allows you to stay out of sight even while on the move. It's effective for avoiding enemy guard posts and long-range reconnaissance patrols.
I assume this is anything of import? Can't mark it. Those feel like generators or something. Maybe we can turn them off.
That's communications equipment used by the outpost CP. It must be how they keep in touch with headquarters. If you destroy it, you might be able to cut off the CP from their HQ.
Okay. Stop them calling for backup, probably. The question is, do we sneak in now or wait until daybreak? It seems at least some of them are having a nap, so it might be better to go now if we have time. Again, we head down here. And up the right side. Gotta go through all this. Like it's more to the right, isn't it? So let's head down. And up round the back. Not many guards on this side, which makes me think I'm missing some, but that's all. Spot them as we go, I guess. Little sheep.
That's a Caracal sheep. They're the oldest domesticated sheep and are also prized for their pelts. Some are raised for their meat, but keep your appetite under control.
Diamonds. No, don't reload. Guy right there with not marked. He just got to his post, does he?
That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime.
Ты знаешь что-нибудь из РВСН? К чему это? Только что рассказали об одном подполковнике, который не отреагировал на ложное срабатывание системы раннего оповещения. Получил официальное взыскание. Выгодно. Но он был прав. Ядерного удара не было. Это протокол. Если система включается...
That glass in that window, or is that an open window? I don't be smashing glass if I can help it.
И это однозначно была бы ядерная война. Что подполковник спас мир.
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
Неважно, прав был этот подполковник.
Some music to our collection.
You have arrived at your destination.
The guy on the run for a reason? No. He just returned into his position, maybe. Eep.
God. No more use for me, huh?
Kaz, it's me. I'm here to get you out.
Snake.
They do something to your eyes?
No, it's just bright as all. What took you so long?
We'll talk, but not here.
Extraction arrived at multibase.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
Mission info has been updated. Marker placed.
Okay, that works. We can head the way we came in then.
You look well. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Not so heavy anymore, right?
Once they're all over the place.
A portable toilet. If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
Like this guy here. Just me walking around. That's enemy to deal with. Yeah, I'll be there shortly-ish.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Magic words, boss. I've been waiting 9 years to hear them. Kept you waiting, huh? Come on. Say it for old time's sake.
How about we just get out of here? And then I'll say it. Do you have any more interference between here and the chopper?
Golden Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Sounds good.
We lost it all that day. Everything. But we've got to look ahead. There's something I want to show you. Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Extraction
Boss,
arrived.
whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
I think we're going this way somewhere. Way over there? You want me to go through them, that's why. I'm gonna go up and around them this way. It's gonna lead right to them.
Boss, did you come all this way just to kill him?
I just put him down. mean, I shot him in the face.
Run, boss. You've got to lose him.
There we go. Well, that made me a gap over here. Good enough.
They'll catch up to you on foot. Use your horse.
No, that's not a bad idea. How do I call him again? Oh shit. You know what? I'm just gonna keep running.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
My horse is stuck on the fucking
They'll
top.
catch up to you on foot. Use your horse. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
I can hear noises. They are behind me somewhere. God, am I gonna go through another fucking base here? Try and go around.
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Looks to me.
Those things. That's the unit that attacked us before. They came at us real fast in the same kind of mist. Ah, man. Survivors from 9 years ago were wiped out in minutes. I don't know what they want, but it's them. No mistake.
Right.
Mission
Put Miller in.
updated.
This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing.
Support
Request
helicopter
immediate
has
removal.
arrived.
Yeah, it's probably my horse. I need to pick up my horse.
Gaining altitude.
Oh, good, there we go. Ult on him. See you back at base.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.